All right, so we're going to look at different versions of this. So the first thing, I really wish this textbook would just put stuff in order. It would make it so much easier. So if I look at this, to me, it looks like my low is 59. So I'm just going to go above here and write this 59, 59. And then it looks like I have two 60s. So 60, 60, 62, 62, 62, 62. So that's 4 62s. I have a 63, a 64, a 65, and a 65. So two 65s, a 66, and a 68. And I don't know why this book can't just do that for us, because I think we've done enough now. You know how to put them in order. All right, so a dot plot, you remember, like if I start here at 58, maybe I make this one be 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. And I think that covers it all. So I have two 59s. Now that it's in order, I have two 60s. I have four 62s. I have a 63, a 64, two 65s, a 66, and a 68. So my dot plot looks something like that. Okay, remember to do the box and whiskers. I'm going to just do the same bottom here. So I'm going to do 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 66, 67, 68, 70. Okay, so remember to do the box plot. You put a dot at the bottom, that's 59. You put a dot at the top, which is 68. Okay, and then we're going to find the median. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's, here's 4, here's 5, here's 6. Now, remember, we did one like this. Now I'm looking in between, so those are still part of my data that I'm going to use on either side, because the median wasn't inside my data, it just happened to be there. So 62 is my median, sorry. And then I go on the other side and I say, okay, ooh, that's ugly. So I go, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So the bottom of my box is at 60. And then I have a line out to 59. Didn't put my dot straight, sorry. Should have done those dots at the end. Then I do the same thing here. 60, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So my middle is 65. So I'm going to put a box at 65 and then draw my line to 68. Oh, that was bad. I should have put those lines in the middle. If I do a stem and leaf, okay, so that would mean that this is 5 and I have a 9 and a 9. This is 6. I have a 0. I have a 0, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 8, right? And then my histogram, on my histogram, I've kind of already, like if I do between 59 and 60, so that would be these, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 of them there, right? Between 61 and 62, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 61 and 62. So I have 4 of them there. Between 63 and 64, I have 2. So I have 2 there, right? Between 65 and 66, I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 there. And then 67 and 68, I have 1. So my histogram looks like this. So now you're going to use those to answer some questions. Without finding the values in which the data displays, are you able to identify the following if asked? So which ones can you identify the mean in if you're asked? I could identify the mean on A because I have those and I can add them up. I could not identify the on B. I can do the median, but not the mean. and I could also do it on C. But on I don't know. I don't know the actual numbers on D. I just know like areas. The median, I could find the median on A. I could find the median on B. I could find the median on C. I have the list. I could not find them on D. Okay. The mode, that's the one that's the most. I could definitely find the mode on A. I could not find it on B. I could definitely find the mode on C, and I could not find it on D. Okay. The min value, I can see the min value on A, I can see it on B, and I can see it on C. The lower quartile, I could count that on A, right? I could find the lower quartile easily on C, B, and I could count it on C. Okay, the range, I can definitely see on A, I can see on B, I can see on C, but on D, I can't because I don't know, is it a 59 or is it a 60? I don't know where those numbers are at. The max value I can see on A, I can see on B, I can see on C. The upper quartile is kind of the same thing. And the IQR, I could find it on A, it would be tough. I can see it on B easily, and I could find it on C, it would be tough. If you notice, we never said D, which I think is interesting because a lot of times they give us data in frequency tables, but you can't even answer anything from a frequency table. So a lot of times when you're younger, they do frequency tables. As you get older, they start to go away from them because you can't really see any of those measures. All right, so on the next one, determine whether the data display shows individual data, distribution data, or both. Okay, so data list shows individual data, but it doesn't necessarily show how it's distributed. Okay, a box in whiskers shows the distribution. So you can see like if there's a lot that are high or low. A dot plot, you can do both. You can see both. A histogram, you can see a distribution, but you're not really going to be able to tell me individual data. A stem and leaf, you can do both because you can see the numbers and you can see how it's distributed. In circle graphs, again, you're going to see a percentage. You're not necessarily going to see those numbers, how many of each. Which displays do not give you any individual data? That is a circle graph. That doesn't tell you anything that you can find mean, median, and mode. And a histogram, same thing. You can't tell me anything about individual data from that. Okay, so then we're going to just kind of look at some multiple data. The golf scores of 6 groups of golfers in a single round of golf are displayed in variety of ways. The number of golfers in each group differs. Consider or answer the following questions using the displays. Identify the groups that you are able to identify the mean. Okay, so I can find the mean in A. Okay, I could find the mean in B. I could add those up. I could not find the mean in C because I don't know how many of them are in there. I couldn't find it in D. I couldn't find it in E, but I can find it in F because I could make a list. Okay, what about the median? I could find it in A. I can find it in B. I can see it in C. It's 74. I have no idea D. I have no idea E, but I can find it in F. Okay, what about the mode? The ones that's the most. I can see the mode in A. I could figure it out in B. I have no idea on C. There's not individual stuff. I have no idea on D. I don't know if stuff repeats there. I have no idea on E, but I can see it in F. It's 72, right? That 2 repeats. Okay. What about a min value? I could see it in A. I can see it in B. I can see it in C. I can't necessarily see it in D. Is it 70? Is it 71? Is it 72? I don't know. Same with E. Is it 70? Is it 71? Is it 72? I don't know. But I can see the min value at 68 in F. And I'm just going to jump down and do the max value. Isn't that going to be the exact same answer? You can see it in those, but you can't see it in D and E. The lower quartile, I could figure it out in A. It would suck. I could figure out in B. I can see it in C. It is, what, 73? And I could figure it out in F, okay? And so I'm going to jump underneath the upper quartile. Isn't that going to be the same answers? I could find it in A, B, and F. It would take me a while. I can straight out see it in C. And that's the same thing on the range. I could find the range in A. I could find it in B. I can find it in C. I can't in D and E because I don't know how many are in those. I could find it in F. And the same with the IQR. So some graphs tell you different things. Okay, so now we're going to answer some questions at the bottom. So we're going to kind of have to zoom out so we can see it. Okay, compare the mean group of A to the mean group in F. Okay, so the mean group in A to the mean group in F. So I'm going to have to take on my calculator. So for A, I'm going to use purple. I'm going to have to do 71 plus 71 plus 73 plus 73 plus 73 plus 75 plus 75 plus 76 plus 76 plus 77. And I'm going to have to divide all of that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 golfers. So I would like you to do that right now. I would like you to pick up your calculator and add all of those things together. And I would like you to tell me what A's mean is. So I'm doing 71, 71, 73 plus 73 plus 73 plus 75 plus 75 plus 76 plus 76 plus 77. So I have all of those, and then I'm dividing by 10, and I got 74. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing on part F. So we'll use like blue for F. So to find the mean on F, I would take 68 plus 70 plus 72 plus 72 plus 72 plus 74, plus 78 plus 79 plus 81 plus 84. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of them, and then I would divide by 10. So go ahead and do that. You can use a calculator. 68 plus 70 plus 72 plus 72 plus 72 plus 74 plus 78 plus 79 plus 81 plus 84. And then I'm going to divide by 10. And I get my mean is 75. So F is 75. So if I compare them, A is lower. So that means they're better, right? Because you're playing golf, so you want to be low. Okay. All right, so let's look at question B. Compare the median score in B to the median score in C. Okay, well, I can do C easily. The median score in C is 74, okay? So now I got to put these stupid things in order. So I've got 71, 71, okay, 73, 75, 76, 77, 78, 80, and 83. Okay, so I would have 1, 2, I'm going to use a different color because that would suck. 1, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my median on that one is 76. So that means C is lower, which means they're the better golfers if you look at it that way. Okay, compare the group B's range to group F's range. So remember, group B's range, now that I have it that way, so B would be 83 minus 71. So B is 12. And it wants me to do it to group F. So the highest for F is 84 minus 68, which is what, 16? Okay, so B's is lower. Okay, I don't think you can tell me who's the better golfers in that one, though, because you could just tell me the range. Okay, B's might be lower, but maybe they all shot like in the hundreds. So that one doesn't really tell you as much about their golf game. It just tells you that group B is probably all the same types of golfers, is what that one tells you. Okay, so it wants you to compare the intertile quartile range of group C to group A. Okay, group A is going to be a little hard to do. I'm going to use a highlighter. So I've got 1 here and 1 here, right? It might be easier just to list them out, which I already did on this purple. I'm going to cut these puppies and bring them down over here. Okay, might be faster. Okay, so I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these are not, I would use this to find the middle. So my middle is 74, right? Okay, and now I'm going to take and I'm going to do those here. So these ones. So the lower quartile is 73. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And the upper quartile is 76. So the inner quartile range of group A is 3. Okay. And now for C, it's a little bit easier because this is at 77 and this is at 73. And if I subtract them, the IQR of table C is 4. So again, this doesn't tell you anything about the golfers. It just tells you that group A probably has golfers that are the same because their inner quartile range is smaller. It could be a bunch of beginner golfers that are shooting 100. We don't know by just looking at their range, but they must be the same types of golfers. Okay. Which group has the lowest golf scores? So which group has the lowest golf scores? Well, it doesn't look like any group shot in the 60s except for group F. So I would say they have the lowest golf score. How many groups, or how many golfers in group A, or E, sorry, I can't even read. Group E had a maximum score of 75. So the max was 75, so it's going to be this one and this one. So let's go to those groups. So the squares, 12%. And the dots is 20%. So it's 32% of 25. So 25 times 0.32, 10, carry the 1. It's a 5. 15, carry the 1 is 7. So I'm going to add that. What a mess. 0, 8. And it's 2 decimal places. So it's 8 golfers. Sorry, that got messy. Okay, how many golfers in group D scored higher than 72? So 72 in group D would be right here. So that is 7 golfers, 8 golfers, and 4 golfers. So that's 19 golfers. So I'm able to add that up pretty easily. What percent of golfers in group D scored a 73 to a 77? So let's take a look at that. A 73, which is here, to a 77, which is there, which is 15. And the total is 15, 19, 20. So 15 out of 20. So this would be easy to turn to a percentage because if you times the top and the bottom both by 5, you get 75 out of 100. So that's 75%. So 75% of them scored 73 to a 77. So it's just using the graphs.